Hey guys, Dimension Master Studios here, how y'all doing? So I'm sure as you guys know, when it comes to Ninjago, during the Ice chapter, Nia had a bit of a storyline that was going on when it came to her learning some more stuff when it came to her powers. Mainly her learning to control snow and ice while she was in the Neverrealm. And to me personally, I think that this was actually a pretty good and well done storyline that Nia had when it came to this season. It was legitimately interesting and well done, I think, when it came to the season. And it got me thinking a bit about season 15 and how they actually did a pretty similar thing when it came to Nia just learning some new stuff when it came to her powers and everything. And it actually made me realize something. The Ice chapter did a much better job of showing Nia learning some new stuff when it came to her powers than season 15 did actually. And so in today's video, I just wanted to talk about it. So let's get into this whole thing. So when it comes to Nia during the Ice chapter, it's pretty interesting for everything that's going on. With Ninja being in the Neverrealm is obviously covered in snow and ice, and Nia, she isn't able to do anything considering all the snow and ice, while it's water, it's frozen. She can't do anything about this. Yet Sorla suggests that when it comes to Nia, she can actually do something about this, because although again, when it comes to the snow and ice, although it is water that's frozen, it's still water, so Nia should still be able to control it in some way or another. And so something that Sorla does is she helps out Nia when it comes to her using snow and ice and just being able to control it more. And this is what we see Nia do for multiple episodes actually during the Ice chapter. She's trying to learn to control snow and ice and just focus her powers more in order to just do this stuff and use snow and ice as a power. And I think it's something that's pretty cool to see actually. Nia use this different aspect when it comes to her powers, especially considering the fact that ice and water are actually separate elements. So this idea of one element being able to control another one is a pretty cool concept actually introduced into the show, and I like the fact that they did this. And showing Nia just struggle trying to use this power but still just keep going with it over the events of the season. I thought it was something that was really well done and interesting. Plus, again, just having Sorla help her out with this is something that also helped out in a big way when it came to Nia using these powers and everything. And then this all came into fruition during the season 11 finale, Awakenings, where Nia was able to put all of her training into good use actually by using her powers of water to control some icicles and use them to deal massive damage to Boreal, giving the ninja a much greater chance in the fight against him, and as a result this Kai was able to ultimately unlock his fire powers after this and defeat Boreal. When it comes to Nia getting and using her powers in this way during season 11, it works pretty well because it's this new concept that's introduced in a pretty interesting way actually. We see Nia struggle when it comes to her using these powers essentially and her eventually just overcoming those struggles and everything. And by the end of the season, when she uses her powers in this way, it comes off in a really satisfying and well done way, I think. I think it's done pretty well. And plus the fact that multiple episodes are actually dedicated to Nia using her powers like this, I think it's pretty cool actually to see this kind of thing. Meanwhile, in comparison when it comes to season 15, I don't think it's handled as well actually when it comes to Nia using her powers. Mainly because when it comes to Nia getting these powers and everything, she just kind of gets them with no real struggle or problem with them going on. Like when it comes to Nia learning how to talk to sea life and everything, Benthamar suggests this idea and Nia tries it, and just upon walking into the water, fish just suddenly go right towards her and everything. Like, yeah, it takes her a while for her to actually just like talk to the whales and everything, but she's able to do that. And after just screaming into the water, and then seemingly suddenly after this, she just has a psychic connection to the whales almost, and just she's able to influence them with practically no issue at all. And we see this with more stuff going on later on when it comes to the season actually. Mainly stuff like Nia using her water as platforms later on this season, and Nia transforming into the ocean by just merging with it, or Nia turning into a water dragon. When it comes to a lot of this stuff actually, when it comes to Nia in season 15, a lot of this stuff honestly doesn't feel as good, mainly just because of the fact that Nia just gets these abilities and powers almost instantly with practically no struggle or issue at all. She just gets them instantly, and again, there's no issue with any of this stuff at all. Like, I'd imagine that when it comes to her merging with the ocean and basically turning into a water goddess, she'd have some issues doing that, but no, she's just able to do it instantly. And honestly, it gets to a point that when it comes to like this stuff with Nia just having a whole bunch of stuff going on with her powers, some of this stuff, especially her merging with the ocean, it honestly feels kind of unearned considering she just gets these powers instantly and doesn't have any real issue with getting them at all, really. So yeah, when it comes to Nia in the Ice chapter, I think they did a much better job when it came to her doing stuff when it came to her powers. Mainly because I feel like when it comes to some of the stuff that was going on, the situation was a bit better with Nia not really having access to her powers all that well. Plus, also the whole idea of Nia being able to use her powers to influence another power is a pretty great concept, actually, and I feel it's done well. Plus, we actually see Nia struggling to go through with this, but keep on trying after this. And by the end of the whole situation, the ending is actually pretty satisfying when it comes to Nia using her powers to control the icicles to take down Boreal. Meanwhile, when it comes to Season 15, Nia just gets all these powers instantly. It really only affects her powers, and again, some of this stuff honestly feels kind of unearned considering that Nia was just able to get these powers instantly. One of the issues that I have when it comes to Season 15, when it comes to Nia specifically, is that I felt like she was way too overpowered during the second half of Season 15. Because again, she was just getting all these new powers and abilities almost instantly with practically no issue with them at all. And again, I feel as if when it comes to Season 11, especially during the Ice chapter, they handle stuff going on when it comes to Nia's powers much better. But hey, that's just me. So tell me down below, what do you guys think? What season do you guys think showcased Nia's powers better when it came to her learning new stuff when it came to her powers? Tell me down below, and I hope you guys enjoy. Later, guys, this is Dimension Master Studios, signing off.